Mm.
Good evening, respected faculty members, researchers, academicians, and participants on the fourth day of International Faculty Development Program on Research and Publication Ethics, and Humanities Research Society, in association with a Fourth Dimension Group, Pradesh, and International Journal of Innovative Growth, India, and supported by WTC Jaipur, Rajasthan, dated from 22nd to 27th December 2025. Today, we have an eminent speaker, Professor Hussein Ali Ahmed. The topic for today's session is intellectual honesty and research integrity. Now, I brief you about Professor Hussain. Professor Hussein Ali Ahmed is a distinguished academician in the field of applied linguistics. He has served as the Dean of the College of Language at Nawroz University, Duhok, in Kurdistan region of Iraq. He is a graduate of the University of Stirling, Scotland, United Kingdom, where he completed his studies in 1990. Professor Hussein Ali Ahmed has made significant contributions to the academic research and supervision. He has successfully supervised 18 PhD scholars and 35 MA students. His scholarly work includes the publication of 16 research papers, experience, and commitment to the advancement of linguistic studies. Now, over to you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Professor Hussein, Professor Hussein, over to you.
Professor Hussain,
Okay.
here?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Over to you, sir. Please start.
All right. I'm speaking from Iraq, Kurdistan region, Duhok. Is governor of Duhok.
And please tell the-
It is a governor that borders both Turkey and Syria, in fact. And I want to talk about, to say something personal first. Here in my country, they usually refer to a professor at university, a professor, doctor. So sometimes people ask me, say, doctor, what's the difference between these two, prof and doctor? I say doctor is a certificate that is taken by studying, but for a professor, it comes through research, in fact. And when we come to the Ministry of Higher Education, in fact, it is called or named Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research. So here, a university professor or academic is supposed to do two jobs. He is a teacher and he should be a researcher at the same time. For this reason, here in this place, when we have newcomers who want to be university teachers, we just take them to a training course. We call it a pedagogy course, and that is pedagogy course is based on a course that was taken in Finland. We started it in 2018. Here, the newcomers should stay with us for 6 months. One of these months is dedicated to research. So here, research is very, very important. And I myself, I am in charge of this module research as far as the program is concerned, 6 months. And one of the main topics in it is ethical issues in research writing. So today, as I was nominated by the people there over in India, I'm going to talk about a topic, a very important topic, that is intellectual honesty and research integrity. Let me first share it with you. Is it there or not, please?
क्या पूछ रही?
Is it there, please? I mean the material.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Please
Yes.
share your slide.
I mean the material is there or not.
क्या बोल रहे हैं?
Yes, sir.
Do you see the screen or not? Is it there or not?
No. No, sir. No, sir.
Why?
Kindly share your screen.
I think now. Okay, now? What about now?
No, sir. Your screen is not visible. Yes, yes. Now.
Yes, sir. Now, yes.
It should be, I think, because it for me says yes.
No, sir. Screen is not visible. Kindly share again. तो ऐसे बोलो कि नहीं दिख रहा सर अगेन शेयर करो थोड़ी देर के लिए दिखाता है ऐसे बोलो
Even it says stop sharing. They ask me.
No sir you can share on your site your presentation will be visible for a while now
I think this is supposed to appear there with you. It is Meet Google Chrome is sharing a window. Okay.
yes sir you
Sir,
can
it is showing, but it is making a mirror image, sir.
This one now.
yes
Yes,
yes
sir. Yes, sir. Now it is okay, sir.
now you can move the slide yes
Is it okay
Yes,
now?
yes.
moving your slides your
Yes,
slides
sir.
are
It is
moving
right.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so yeah, so the topic is there on the screen in front of you. It is intellectual honesty and research integrity. This is a bio for me. I think the lady has already said something about this. These are the certificates I have got. It is my BA in translation 1978, MA in 1981, and it is my PhD in 1990. Introduction, in fact. What does it mean when we say you have to stick to ethics in our daily life, everywhere, whatever we are doing? It means you have to behave in the right way, at the right time. So here, when we come to research and we just minimize our focus, we put it on research ethics. It means there are many ethical issues that researchers should take into account or abide by when they are doing their research papers.
आजकल क्या है लगे enjoy the video
So
and
here,
you love
why this? In order to give our research works or studies we are doing integrity, we have to stick to these ethical issues, and some of them are already there in red. For example, you have to respect your participants, and you have to stick to the social benefit that your research is going to come out with. So here it is, research ethics is an important component. It is something very important in doing research. And here we have certain values, if you look at them. For example, we have integrity, we have openness, responsibility. For example, when we say responsibility, it means because in research we are sometimes dealing with the humans or with animals, so we have just to stick to that as well. Something very, very important, some of us who are doing applied research or practical researches, we need people to contribute to our research by asking them, by administering questionnaires, giving interviewing, or even observing their class or something like that. We have always to see as an ethical issue, we have to take consent if these people agree to contribute to our work or not. And something which is very, very important is confidentiality. That is, when we get information from people, we have to keep it secret, and we have to use it for our research purposes only. If we don't if we violate these principles, ethical principles, it means we are going to do ethical issues have many purposes. They come out with many positive outcomes. For example, there will be trust, credibility, and even the development of knowledge, because you see, in doing research, we are sharing our research later on. When we publish it, people are going to read these researches, and they will tell us about the points of weakness or strength in them, and we can develop them for betterment. So here, why ethical norms in research? Are ethics so important so we have to abide by them in research? For sure, I have put certain points for you there. For example, when you stick to ethics, you are just promoting your research results, the outcomes you are coming up with. And here, promoting aims of the research, it means people will trust you, people will say that this research has been done while ethics were considered, and so we can rely or take these outcomes into consideration. Also, when there are ethics, it means we are no longer selfish. We don't work on our own. We look for partners in order to share, to cooperate, and to contribute, in fact, as far as their knowledge, experience is concerned. Also, ethics means that people will look at us in certain with the society. For example, when nowadays in our social media, I see many people, they say we have published a research here or there, and when you come to the people who are commenting on them, you see there are very few people who are commenting. Not just to say something about it. When I say Dr. Hussein today has, for example, I will tell them that I was participating in an international conference in India and I presented something, you will say hundreds are commenting on it, and even some of them say, how can we register? And we come here. So here you see, people will look at you a different way when you just talk with them, when you show yourself to them what you really are. You see, without, for example, deceiving them or telling them something which is just opposite to reality. And even this applies to number 4 as well. And in fact, when we are taking ethical issues in consideration, it means we are also promoting a variety of other social and moral values. When all these things are absent, when there are ethical lapses, this means that there will be harmful outcomes that people will suffer from it. What are main ethical principles of research? There are many of them. I have just listed them, and you can look at them. It is honesty, objectivity, appropriate research, appropriate use of the data methodology, integrity, seeking respondents or participants. Because we are academics and we are here convening today, I'll just talk to you about number 4 if you look at it. Believe me, some time ago, I met somebody here, but he was not in this city, in another city in Iraq. He said, we did our research. I was supervising my student, MA student, and it was in fact in administration. I said, yes. He said, we didn't suffer from collecting any data because we put the data ourselves, we analyzed it, we put our own tables, and in fact, we come out with some results, and my student passed. I said, good for you, but not good for the people who are going to read this research, because you have come out with unreliable, reliable results, and at the same time, you have deceived your readers and the audience. Also, we have carefulness. We have to be very careful. And here this carefulness applies to documentation and things like that. And we have to be to openness as well. Respect of intellectual, something is missing. Confidentiality of sensitive property data. Yes, for sure we have, because there are certain uh, things which are sensitive when you ask about them. Sometimes perhaps salary, age, something like that. Human and animal subject protection, provision of incentives. This is very important. I usually tell people who I direct them for good research, I say, be careful, no incentives should be used when you are going to administer your questionnaire, or you are just intercept people. Don't provide them with any incentives. And in fact, authenticity of the facts. Yes, in research, facts are very important. You have to come with facts and not with fake things, as we all stress. Here, these are just 5 key ethical issues of research. Uh, this goes with the people who are participating. For example, you give them the right to withdraw, confidentiality as well. Consent is very important. Anonymity, this is important. In fact, sometimes people, you see, they are just afraid. You see, they say, we are afraid because this information may be taken by certain people. They may look after, you see, check it, and then they will follow up us for it, something like that. And the freedom from harm or disadvantages. Something like 10 years ago, I was supervising a research entitled Linguistic Imperialism. We are sharing some knowledge and information with you colleagues. And this topic is at that time, it was very, very new to the Iraqi context. So I was supervising my MA students. And when we prepared our questionnaire, believe me, many people, they hesitated to take part and answer the question, give response to it, and said, oh, you are dealing with a political issue, and I am not ready to respond to your items. I said, this item or this phrase, linguistic imperialism, it was put by an American scholar, Philipson, in 1980. So I am doing research on that. So here you see some people, they are hesitant. In fact, they do not help because they think that you may use your information for something else. Why am I presenting this topic? Intellectual honesty and research integrity. We are here a group of educators, scholars, and researchers. The first benefit is we are going to take some background information about these 2 topics, intellectual honesty and research integrity. Also, when I'm going to talk about this, it means we are going to transfer this theoretical knowledge into practical application when we come and deal with our own researchers or the researchers we are supervising to see whether it is by our undergraduate or postgraduate students. Also, when I talk about such a topic, I am going to impart knowledge about it. And so here people will think about matters of integrity, trust, responsibility when they are doing their research. And in fact, when we are abiding, we are sticking to all these things, it means we are after the development of knowledge and our society as well. What are the expected outcomes when I finish this presentation? I think my colleagues will be aware more of the increased awareness for intellectual honesty and research integrity. We are going to know more about these two topics, in fact, and also we will know where mistakes are, where are the points of weakness and strength where we are doing research as far as these 2 things are concerned, and also it will help us to uphold high ethical standards in research, always to look for things that are better, not for things that are of low level. Now, what is intellectual honesty? You see, it is a set of values and principles. And these values and principles, they guide. They take researchers by hand, the scholars, when they are looking for information in order to put it in their researches. So this is the definition of it, values or principles that guide us when we are looking for information for our researches. What do we have in intellectual honesty? What are the components of it?
हमने उनको टाइम भेज रखा था ना.
It is a title, but we have within it certain components. For example, we have truthfulness. When I finish my research, it means I should present what I have come out in an accurate manner. Okay? As I have come out with them, not to change them, not to, let's say, reformulate them in a certain way in order to achieve my own objectives. The other point is that when you are having intellectual honesty, it means you are adding originality to your research, because here what you are doing is you are taking from others sources, references, you put them in your research, and here you are acknowledging their efforts. Well, I have taken from here or there and used the citations in your research. Objectivity is very, very important. As you know, these two terms, they go together almost all the time. We have objectivity and we have subjectivity. In objectivity, it means we are dealing with facts, with real knowledge, and for subjectivity, no, there are feelings and emotions that interfere. So here, when there is intellectual honesty, there is objectivity. Here, a very important term that is there on the screen is bias. I should never direct my research to come out with results in favor of a certain group or certain people. This is very important, and it is said ensuring that research is conducted in an impartial manner, not biased to any side. Transparency means you have to disclose what you have come out with. Okay? Shed light on what you have come out with. Just explain it in front of your people. When we say, for example, when we finish with research, we come out with results, we have data analysis, and then we say discussion of results. So in a way, in order to make people believe what I'm coming out with. Now, for you have to be an intellectual person, because if I am intellectual, it means I can be intellectually honest as well. So here, be open to changing your mind. Things should be fossilized there. It is mine, no change. I am the right one. No, it is not like that. You should be open to others. You should accept the criticism. You should accept when people say, well, you have come out to this research, but I think this point should not be like this, because when we go to references, it says it is like that. I'm sure you should be open to that. You should know also when you don't do something, admit it. Yes, I'm not doing this, I'm not the right person. And here, in fact, it comes where you are talking about the limits of your research. We usually talk about the limits of research. We say this research, this and this, but there are certain points we are beyond the limits of the research. I'm not going to comment on them. I am doing it because it's here beyond. Also, you have to admit, perhaps you have come out with something, you just put it aside, tell them, I'm not presenting this, I'm not putting this forward because, frankly, you see, lack of experience or my knowledge, I have interference to comment on this. You are going to appear very honest in the eyes of others. Respect the viewpoints of others. Yeah, I have already said this. I should not be very fanatic. I say, well, whatever I have is the right and others is wrong. No, it is not like that. I should consider others' viewpoints, discuss things with them, and when you see they are right, I should admit that I am wrong and they are right. And be truthful with yourself. Yeah, this is very important. We have to be truthful with ourselves in order to be honest. If we move to the second point, that is the research integrity. Also, there we said it is a principle and values. Here it is almost the same. It is a set of standards and practices. But here you see integrity adds to two things. Support two things in your research. Credibility, people will accept it that you are right, and reliability. So these two things are very important. if a research lacks credibility and reliability, it means people will view it very, very negative. So here you see, I'm just this figure. In fact, says a researcher should stick to their promises and agreements and act with sincerity. So here we have research ethics and we have research integrity. So here, research ethics, it is research behavior viewed from the perspective of moral principles. But here, research integrity, no, it is research behavior viewed from the perspective of professional standards. All right? So the research ethics as a whole, it is moral principles. But within it, when we come to research integrity, we are looking at it from the perspective of professional standards. Also, just like the components of intellectual honesty, I have some key aspects of research integrity. First of all, there should be data integrity. It means the data we are collecting should be collected, recorded, and analyzed accurately. And to be very frank, and from my experience, I have always provided, as maybe presented me at the beginning, or introduced me at the beginning, sorry. You see, we stick to this. You see, I myself, I focus on this part because some researchers and as examiners, we can discover that the data has not been accurately collected or recorded or analyzed. Also, methodological rigor, it means we have to use the right research methods. Methodology in our research is very, very important. And I think my colleagues, all of them, they agree with me when we come to the evaluation of researches. After we finish with the theoretical part, we look at the methodology. And in this place, in fact, when there is a promotion to move to another, let's say, academic status, one of the points of evaluating the researchers under consideration for promotion, it says, has the right methodology be adopted or not? Because when they are absent, it means both validity and reliability are absent as well. So we have to stick to right research methodologies in order to add validity and reliability to our research. Also, responsible authorship. Sorry. Here, we have to acknowledge others' efforts, whether we are taking information from their sources or we meet them in person, okay? And we, for example, take knowledge from them. We have to refer to that in our research. And now, this research is this part of information. It was taken from person X when I met him on that occasion. Or when we go to the references and resources and we cite from them, we have to mention that as well. Also, you have to know that you are responsible for everything as far as the accuracy and integrity is concerned. And usually I give as a piece of advice to my students, I say you should be careful. Every word written here in this research, you are responsible for it. You will be asked for it. And when sometimes there are certain expressions, we ask them, is this yours? In order, if it is not, even if it is one word, you have to say that this word has been taken from that reference. Why they are important? Importance of intellectual honesty and research integrity. If we look there, for example, we have building trust. When there is these two, the findings will be more reliable. People will trust you more. And also credibility. We have already talked about this for sure. The inclusion of intellectual honesty and research integrity in your research will make your research more acceptable. People will view it as more credible, especially researchers, institutions, and the academic community. Also, fostering innovation. Here it depends. For example, you cite from people that you may analyze the information and you may comment in a certain way, but you come out with something that you can claim that it is yours. So here again, it is fostering innovation. You have your own things you have come out with based on the information or existing knowledge. Also, it says supporting ethical decision making. You see, here again, it is still we are talking about accurate and reliable information. How can we promote both intellectual honesty and research integrity? It can be promoted by education and training. I think education, it means we see courses, something like that, to include them in our curricula, something like that, and even training. Clear policies, we have to set clear policies for research conduct, mentorship, okay? Here also, it is our responsibility, I think, we the people here, our group now, I think it is our responsibility to guide those junior researchers, to tell them you should do this and this. And also open communication. We can come together, we face each other, we just tell them of the concerns we have, for example, in research on something like that. It means by exchanging information. I'm sorry, this is not so clear, but if we look at it, here at the top, we have reason, here you have logic, here you have evidence, here you have reason again, here you have open-mindedness, here you have confirmation bias, and at the bottom you have integrity and humility. I'll move to the second one as well. It's almost the same, but there's a bit difference. We have here, that is for intellectual honesty, and this is for research integrity. Again, here we have protocol, here reason, here informed consent, peer review, and here we have logic, evidence, anyhow. At the bottom we have transparency. You see the I'll come to them now. The elements and the process involved in the proceeding. This is as far as honesty is concerned. You see, the word the truth sits at the apex. It was there at the top. If I think you have seen it, okay, that is it, the truth. What else? Illuminated by a brilliant vertical beam of light. Yeah, that is the beam of light. Where does it go? Establishes the truth is the singular highest objective of any intellectual pursuit. So here, the truth is something very important. What about the light beam? It suggests that intellectual honesty is the direct path that connects the mind's activity to objective reality. All right? Then, we have what? We have the glowing brain there. What does it say? Positioned as the central mechanism, it represents the human intellect. That is the brain. The core tool used in the acquisition, analysis, and transmission of ideas. It glows. What does it mean? It means that the mind is actively engaged and enlightened when it operates honestly. That is the first figure. So here, intellectual honesty is what? Is a rigorous process. And when we are after truth, we have to stick to three things: reason, logic, and evidence as they appeared here. I think it was there. Here, reason, logic, it is at the top, the three of them. You see, the three of them, logic, so reason, logic, and evidence. So we see what do they mean. Reason means that the ability to think, understand, and form judgments. Now, logic, it means the validation of arguments and connections, while evidence is the empirical data that ultimately grounds all claims. Then we have two scales there. I think you can see at the right and and the left, what do they mean? The two scales represent the daily struggle of the honest intellectual against inherent human tendencies. Now, the left scale is confirmation bias. The right one is what? It is open mindedness. We talked about objectivity, which is against bias. This is the critical step of intellectual honesty, the willingness to change one's view in the light of a new, stronger arguments rather than to sticking to beliefs due to one's interest or discomfort. So this is what we have there. Here, in fact, the same thing perhaps applies to research integrity. There may be some difference. So here, let me go on. The entire structure is supported by three foundational pedestals that underpin the intellectual process. What are they? It is integrity and humility. What is integrity? It is commitment to honesty, ethical principles, and coherence of thought and action. You see, this prevents what? Acts of fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. All these negative aspects, these negative acts, fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism. When we come to humility, is what? It is a key to open-mindedness. We have already said it is objective. It is the value of acknowledging the limits of one's own knowledge, and it says when you are wrong and where you are right. You see, it prevents arrogance and the refusal to revise one's understanding. In summary, the figure successfully visualizes intellectual honesty not as a static state. We have to know this. It is not something static. It is what? It is dynamic. It is a virtuous struggle where a mind founded on integrity and humility, it uses three tools, which are reason, logic, and evidence, in order to do what? To prevent bias and to activate truth. If we don't stick to intellectual honesty and research integrity, it means there will be misconduct. So what are the consequences of misconduct? When we are just, you see, stuffing our research with unreliable, incredible, false material information, what will happen? Loss of credibility. Here you are going to do harm to yourself as a researcher, as scholar, and academic, and also to your institution. And also here your product may be discovered that you have violated the principles, so you are doing harm to yourself as well. Also, people will keep distant from you. They are not there to cooperate with you because they have discovered that you are just, for example, you are just fabricating things. You are not depending on real information. And for sure, there may be some legal consequences in some cases. Conclusion. When we are upholding these two, intellectual honesty and research integrity, it means we are contributing to the advancement of knowledge, okay? Contribution, so distribution of knowledge and information, and also we are just maintaining, keeping two things, that is the trust and credibility of academic community. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Participants, if you have any query, please raise your queries in chat box.
आवाज आ रही तुम्हारी?
I'm audible.
Participants, if you have any query, kindly raise your hand or type the question in chat box, or you can directly ask with the Professor Hussein Ali. आया? Participants,
Yes. Yes, sir, please.
chat box में
Participants, you are requested if you have any query, then please raise your queries in the chat box.
नहीं ये तो खत्म करो.
Okay, I think there is no any query. Okay, so let me come to the end. Okay. So with this, come to the end of this today's enriching session. We are deeply grateful to our eminent speaker, Professor Hussein Ali Ahmed, for sharing his valuable insights, which have greatly enhanced our understanding of research excellence in academic research. We sincerely thank all the participants for their active participation and engagement, which made this session meaningful and interactive. We also extend our heartfelt appreciation to the Scientific and Humanities Research Society, a four-dimension group Madhya Pradesh, International Journal of Innovative Research Growth, and WTC Jaipur, Rajasthan, for their continuous support in making this International Faculty Development Program a grand success. We look forward to your wholehearted participation in the upcoming sessions of this program. Wishing you all a pleasant evening. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very
Thank you
much.
again. लिंक का बोल दो कि शेयर की जाए ग्रुप में.
The feedback links will be shared in your WhatsApp group.
इस पे भी कर देंगे. Professor Hussain, now you may leave now.
Professor Hussain, now you may leave now. Professor Hussain, now you may leave.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
That's all, in fact.
हो गया ना end?
नहीं,
हो गया भाई.
मुझे तो ऐसा कभी नहीं है।
आएगा तुम्हारे में डिसमिस आएगा.
कुछ नहीं आ रहा।
मुझे आएगा 1 मिनट में.
Are you talking? नहीं हो रही, मेरे मुझे तो कोई नहीं है।